Every US state has its own dark secrets. Today we're going to be diving back into the legends of creatures that might just be more than myth. What's up YouTube, Gemini Jonny back again, and we're ready to finish up this cryptid series, baby. Sorry I've been gone. If you missed my last video, I did explain a little bit as to what's been going on and where I've been. And if you missed that video, I'll link it at the end of this. You can go check it out and see what's been going on. I won't repeat myself here. Now before we bring the handy dandy Wilbur out and get this video started, I did just want to say a quick, very special message to one of our OG viewers, Debbie out there. And Maddie and I just wanted to wish you a very special happy birthday. So I know today is your birthday, and I made sure to align this video with it so that it would come out on your birthday. So I hope you're here in the chat. Everybody say happy birthday, Debbie, in the chat. Hey, thank you for supporting me for so long, and all of my OG supporters and new supporters alike, but Debbie especially. She was one of the first to buy some merch. She's in almost all of my videos talking in the chat. So thank you, Debbie. I really appreciate you. All your support has meant a lot, so I hope you have a very special birthday. I didn't really make it clear, but this is from Maddie and I. She reached out to me and wanted to make sure that we didn't miss your birthday. So happy birthday. Thank you, Maddie, for reaching out. And without further ado, let's jump right in. It's like with every video, the wheel keeps getting smaller and smaller. What you got for me today, Willie Bo Silly? Minnesota. Minnesota, eh? Ah, Minnesota. The land of 10,000 lakes. Also the land of the Wendigo. Not to be confused with Wendigoon, one of my favorite YouTubers. The Wendigo is a terrifying cannibalistic spirit or creature from, I'm gonna mess this up, Algonquin folklore. It is said to have a gaunt, emaciated appearance with glowing eyes, sharp claws, and an insatiable hunger for human flesh. Yum. I mean, gross. Its strengths are that the Wendigo is incredibly fast, with heightened senses that allow it to track its prey over long distances. So don't let this thing catch your scent. Some known weaknesses are its intense hunger, which has led to its downfall, as it can be reckless while pursuing prey. Many legends, however, say that Wendigos are afraid of and destroyed by fire. So, something to keep in mind. If you suspect that a Wendigo is nearby, avoid traveling alone, especially at night. Fires and protective symbols from native folklore are thought to help ward it off. I'm gonna have to learn me some of these protective symbols from native folklore. Anybody in Minnesota, you ever seen this thing? It's ugly. It's a man-bear pig. It's a cow, deer, bull thing, glowing red eyes. And then did you see its freaking, look at the claws on this thing, man. How are you gonna have sharp horns and claws? That just seems like overkill. Game developers need to buff this one. And as always, TikTok has some things to say about Wendigos. 10 facts about Wendigos that might keep you up at night. Wendigos are a Native American legend in the USA and Canada. Some say that they appear as decaying deer-like creatures that stand on 2 feet. Wendigos prey on people who are isolated and spiritually weak. Wendigos can mimic people's voices to lure in prey. Other interpretations of Wendigos depict them as evil spirits rather than physical beings. Other legends say that Wendigos are not deer creatures, but rather people who became cursed after participating in cannibalism. Wendigos are common during winter and extreme famines when people are low on food. It is said that Wendigos have frozen hearts, so the only way to kill them is to burn their heart. Wendigos cannot ever be satisfied with their hunger, so they must always eat humans. Some think that Wendigos still live in the Great Lakes region. So kind of a lot of overlap with skinwalkers and like what they actually are. I'd be curious to hear like a Native American folklore expert talk about this.
You see a Wendigo running at you? First off, congrats. You've officially screwed up somewhere in life. Wendigos don't just show up to say hi. They're here because someone was dumb enough to mess with the woods or think playing with ancient curses is a cute idea. And now it's hunting you. Nice job, genius. So what do? Panic? Cry? Soil yourself? Sure, why not? It's not like running is gonna help. Wendigos are fast, like Usain Bolt on crack fast. You can't outrun it, you can't outclimb it, and you sure as hell can't outsneak it. That thing knows where you are. It probably knew you were coming before you did. But let's say you somehow managed to think while it's barreling at you. Here's the deal. Wendigos are weak to fire. Yeah, fire. You know, that thing cavemen figured out? So if you're not carrying a flamethrower, a lighter, and a can of hairspray, you're pretty much screwed. And don't try reasoning with it either. This thing isn't gonna sit down for a therapy session. It's not misunderstood, it's just hungry. And guess what's on the menu? You. Now let's roast the morons in every scary movie who end up in this situation. The Let's Split Up crew. Oh, great idea, Chad. Let's divide ourselves into bite-sized portions so the monster has an easier time picking us off. Brilliant. The what was that noise, idiot? If you hear something weird in the woods, you leave. You don't investigate, you're not Scooby-Doo, and there's no
Facts.
unmasking this thing. The we'll be safe in this cabin genius. Oh, a wooden shack with no cell service and one flimsy door? Perfect. That'll definitely keep out a 7-foot-tall murder monster with claws like steak knives. The we summoned it, dumbass. Why do people keep reading ancient texts out loud?
Yeah, stop
If it's
doing
in
that.
Latin, don't say it. And if you found it in a creepy box or a cave, put it back and walk away.
That part.
No one cares if you're curious. So here's the play. Don't go into the woods at night. Don't mess with creepy shot you don't understand. And if you do see a Wendigo running at you, light something on fire and pray it's not too late. Otherwise, congrats. You just became someone else's campfire story.
A guy like me would just outrun it. I'd just handle it. I'd say, listen here, Wendigo. No, no, no. Don't do that no more. It's bad Wendigo. Real Wendigo footage captured in Utah cave. Real unedited footage.
What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Should we... Do we go up there?
What?
I don't hear it anymore.
There's obviously a big gate right there. Or fence or whatever.
Oh, should not be doing this.
People writing their little hearts on it kind of makes it not that scary.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Whoa!
Go. What the...
All right. I didn't expect that to be that stupid. I don't think that was a real... Do you think the cannibalistic Wendigo exists? I don't know, man. People claim to see it. Could be out there. So what do you guys think? Is somebody up in Minnesota scaring kids with hunting trophies? Or is there something with a skull-like face running around and eating people's flesh? I don't know, but I guess if you've had a run-in with it, you wouldn't be able to live to tell the tale. But if you've ran into a Wendigo, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. But until then, wait, where is it? Back to the wheel. You spin my head right round. It's a wheel, not my head, baby, round. Connecticut. I'm gonna warn you, this is a weird one. I don't know about this one. But allegedly, Connecticut has melon heads running around. Now, I've never heard of these before, so I'm very curious to hear all of your takes on this. What these little dudes are. They kind of look like evil little aliens, to be honest. They're described as small humanoids with oversized, misshapen heads that are said to inhabit the woods of Connecticut. They are rumored to be the result of failed medical experiments. Huh. They're not even aliens. They're just little f***ed up babies. It's actually pretty sad. They're known to be cunning, and paired with their ability to blend into the forest, these creatures can be tricky to spot. Now, disclaimer, I don't know if this is actually supposed to be a melon head, or if this is just like a baby with some disease or something, or if it's just not a real photo. Actually, it might not be real now that I'm looking at it again. But it comes up whenever you search for melon heads. And it's how they're described, I don't know. Maybe that baby is one of the failed experiments, and now he's running out in the woods of Connecticut. Physically speaking, they're quite frail, and they rely on hiding rather than confrontation. So we really don't know any of their weaknesses, other than, you know, they're frail. You could probably just punt one, you know? Come here, you little football head. Pow. I wonder if this is where Hey Arnold got the idea. If you come across a group of melon heads, it's best to leave quickly. They're more creepy than dangerous, but they can be unsettling in large numbers. And I think these are just two supporters of the cause, if anything. Seems fun. Imagine robbing a gas station like that. I wonder if this was like peak COVID and everybody had to have masks and they were trying to be smart asses. Seems like something people would do. What up, TikTok?
Depending on where you get your story, melon heads may originate from different areas. However, they're almost always seen as being small humanoid beings with large bulbous heads. They'll take cover as you pass, and once you get close enough, they'll jump out and attack you.
That's rude.
Hello there. They call me the Melon Head, a name born from the whispers of frightened townsfolk and the legends that have grown around my existence. My head, disproportionately large and round, has been the source of many a nightmare and tale. But what do they truly know about me? I was once a part of their world, walking among them with a normal head and an ordinary life. But fate is a cruel mistress, and a strange illness transformed me, swelling my head to its current size and altering my very being. Shunned and feared, I retreated into the woods, my new sanctuary and home. Night is my time, the time when I can move freely without the piercing stares and the sharp whispers. I roam the woods, foraging for food and observing the natural world around me. The animals have become my companions, the only ones who do not judge or fear me based solely on my appearance. There are times when curiosity gets the better of me, and I find myself drawn to the edges of the town, watching from the shadows. I see the lights in their homes, hear the laughter and chatter, and for a brief moment I feel a pang of longing for the life that was once mine. But I know I cannot return, for their fear of me runs too deep, so I continue my solitary existence, a mythical creature.
Man, for being so dumb, bro's got a monologue.
I am the Melon Head, a being of the woods, forever watching from the darkness, forever misunderstood.
Dang, bro had some thoughts, didn't he? That just kind of made me sad, not gonna lie. So these aren't even, melon heads aren't even really cryptids. They're deformed humans that we banished to live in the woods because they're creepy. Kind of messed up. Hey, if you're a melon head out there and you're watching this video, I'll be your friend. I don't know how you have Wi-Fi out in the woods, but leave a comment, let me know. I would like to talk to you. Alright, we're gonna get one more on the melon heads because we've got what looks to be some actual footage from Connecticut, so that's kind of cool.
This haunted road in Connecticut is home to a mysterious being that feeds on small animals, stray cats, and those who find themselves wandering and lost. The melon heads are described as a small humanoid creature with a large head. Their origin is unknown, but several theories persist, one being that they were a coven of witches fleeing to the forest from persecution. Others believe they escaped the Fairfield Hills Hospital after a fire, turning to cannibalism, which swelled their heads. In the 80s, several girls from Notre Dame High School sought to find the melon heads. They packed into their blue Granada, which ended on Velvet Street, where they parked and ventured into the thick of the woods. After walking, they heard the sound of the car door and saw the headlights edging towards them. What they saw behind the wheel was frightful. Children with large heads, torn and ragged clothing, and glowing orange eyes.
So with that, I think we're up to 4 different theories on how these melon heads came to be. So it's either a coven of witches, a failed experiment on babies, some disease that causes their head to swell up, or cannibalism that causes their head to swell up. So, I don't know, take your pick. What do you guys think? Are there little swollen-headed minions running around Connecticut and terrorizing people in the woods? You can find the melon heads yourself on Zion Hill Road in Milford, Velvet Street in Trumbull, and Sawmill City Road in Shelton. Somebody go there. Somebody go to one of these places. Do I have any subscribers in Connecticut? Go check out Zion Hill Road in Milford, Velvet Street in Trumbull, and Sawmill City Road in Shelton. Let me know what you find. Be careful. Somebody says, I lived on this street for 18 years and they only kidnapped me once. This last video is from My Bloody Galentine on TikTok. She's a paranormal investigator, talking board collector. Hey yo, bring back the wheel. What do we got next? Oh, I gotta take Connecticut off. Hold on. Goodbye, Connecticut. No one ever knew you at all. You had the strength to hold yourself. Georgia. Let's go. What do we got in Georgia? I don't remember. One cool thing about taking 2 months to finish up this series is I don't remember what any of these are, so they're all a surprise to me too. Georgia has a Nessie of its own. The Altamaha-ha. which is the coolest name maybe on this entire list. It's just fun to say. Altamaha-ha. Probably Native American. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's just Altamaha-ha. Sounds like a fucking Harry Potter spell or something. It sounds like a Pokemon. It sounds like a Dragon Ball Z move. Altamaha-ha. The Georgia Altamaha-ha is a water creature said to inhabit the Altamaha River in Georgia. It resembles a large snake-like creature with the head of a crocodile and is sometimes called Georgia's Loch Ness Monster. There you go. Told you she had a Nessie of her own. It moves swiftly through the water and is said to be a stealthy hunter. I mean, most fish move pretty good through the water, right? It's never showed aggression towards humans, and it seems to prefer avoiding contact. Can you blame her? If you see large movements in the water or something resembling a serpent, stay on the shore. The Altamaha-ha is more likely to swim away than confront you. Unless you ask TikTok, of course.
Have you heard of Georgia's deep water secret that has left residents baffled for decades? Meet Altamaha-ha, a mysterious river creature with a spine-chilling legend. Local fisherman Ben Thompson swore he saw a serpent-like figure gracefully gliding under his boat. Sound absurd? Perhaps, but history tells a different tale. The Altamaha River witnessed its first sighting in the early 1800s. Captain Dave Oliver described it as almost 30 feet long, with a crocodile-like head. What lurks beneath those murky waters? No conclusive proof has surfaced, yet whispers of its presence echo through time. Recent sightings report an animal with dark, ribbed fins thrusting through the waves, causing skepticism and intrigue alike. Could it be a yet undiscovered creature hidden in the river's depths, or merely folklore that captivates imaginations? One thing is clear: the Altamaha-ha remains Georgia's intrepid enigma, fascinating all who dare delve into its legend.
I'm pretty sure that AI voice was throwing a little extra ha on the end there. He's calling it the Altamaha-ha-ha. It's the Altamaha-ha. Because it's the Altamaha River, and then they're just adding an extra ha to that. So it's the Altamaha-ha. Just to make it clear.
One of the most important rivers in the state of Georgia also comes with its own monster. Stories of this creature go back centuries, all the way to the lower Muskogee tribe. They would say that a giant, hissing, serpent-like monster would frequent the river, and when Europeans would push their way into the south, they would also co-sign those stories. This legend is one that would continue to build over time. According to the story, when Scottish Highlanders landed in the area of Darien, they named it New Inverness, mostly because they saw the area was similar to Inverness in Scotland, which just happens to be in the same location that Loch Ness is in. And some believe that outside of the Muskogee tribe, they brought the story of Nessie with them. This monster would be known as the Altamaha-ha, and its most frequent sightings are said to be around the town of Darien, Georgia. The Altamaha-ha is said to have a body like a sturgeon, some variation of grayish to greenish, and it's reported to be 20 to 30 feet long. It's said to have front flippers with no back fins, with the snout of a crocodile and sharp teeth. It's also said to swim similarly to a dolphin. The earliest non-native reports go all the way back to 1830, with sightings increasing over time. Some say that it's just a creature like a Gulf sturgeon, a dolphin, a manatee, a snake, or an alligator. And others absolutely believe that there's something lurking in the waters. And the town of Darien has fully embraced it. While some of the instances have been hoaxes, there have been sightings from St. Simon's all the way down to Florida about a creature with similar characteristics. The real question is for natives and non-natives alike. Maybe these are just stories, and maybe there is absolutely something in the water that we just don't know about.
Look at the baby. He's so cute. Look at the little baby Alti. Some words can go here about baby Alti. Also, I've got some words. Baby Alti is adorable and precious, and I want to hold his hand. I don't know. I mean, to me, the Loch Ness type of animal, what would make the most sense is that there's probably some aquatic mammal that we just haven't discovered yet. It's crazy to think that there are possibly animals out there that we haven't discovered, but it seems like all the time. I mean, I don't know, I've probably brought it up 10 times in this series alone, but then they say we've only discovered like 10% of the ocean or something. And like, I know we got some flat earthers out there, so just ignore this next part if you're one of those. But, you know, if you look at the other side of the world, it's like all the land is on one side of the world. Like, globes are not usually accurate, they usually have it all spread out. But in reality, like, pretty much all the land is on this side, and this whole side is water. So there's like a bunch of stuff out there, you know? And don't get me started on the aliens. What do you guys think? You got a Nessie swimming around your state, probably, so let me know. Have you ever seen any giant aquatic creatures that shouldn't be there? If you're in Georgia, I'd love to know if you've ever even heard of this thing, because, you know, there's a lot of people saying they've never even heard of this, to be fair. And I also want to know, it's the Altamaha River, so it should be the Altamaha-ha River. not the Altamaha-ha, right? I think I got that right. Right. Yeah, I mean, I've been on lots of bodies of water. I've never seen, I mean, I've seen plenty of things in the water that I was like, oh, but it turns out to be a log, you know? But I've never seen anything. I don't know, but it just, to me, feels like because there's so many sightings all around the world, there's probably something. All right, that's enough of Vaulty. Bring me my wheel. All right, let's see what we're gonna do next. Delaware. Delaware brings us the Zwaanendael Merman. And I'm sorry, but he just looks like a goober, right? Look at this guy. He's gonna pop out and say, "Whoa, boy!" Anyway, the Zwaanendael Merman is a half-man, half-fish cryptid that is said to haunt the waters near Delaware's coast. Described as a grotesque, shriveled humanoid with sharp teeth and claws. Gross. It is known for its stealthiness in the water and is able to ambush prey from below. It is, however, slow on land and it prefers to stay near or in the water. If you spot one, stay on dry land. It's not particularly dangerous unless you're in the water. Now, before I show you this next picture, I need you to understand that this is a real thing that you can go visit yourself should you find yourself in Delaware. Okay, this is in a museum. This is no joking matter. Okay, this is the Zwaanendael Merman. Come on. This thing, I have to say that the drawing, the goober drawing was pretty accurate. Look at this dude. Can we talk about this face? Hey, boys and girls. I think the voice is right. I think that's the voice of the Zwaanendael Merman, is that goofy cartoon character voice. And for good measure, here are a couple unnamed gentlemen who visited the Zwaanendael Merman. And apparently there's a Fiji merman there too. I didn't notice that until just now, but you see at the top of the picture there, it does say Zwaanendael, so. I'm right, okay? Shockingly, TikTok has words about this.
If you find yourself in the waters of Louisiana, Delaware, and you feel something grab you, that might just be the Zwaanendael Merman. The first reported sighting of the Zwaanendael Merman was back in 1632 by a group of Dutch settlers. They claimed to have seen a creature swimming the waters near their town, and it was so horrifying to these men, they up and moved their entire settlement. You know it's bad when grown men in the 1600s just want to move their entire town somewhere else.
We should take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else!
And this isn't the only case of somebody saying it. 1632, Dutch settlers. 1700, a man walking along the beach saw the creature standing on the shore. 1800, a woman fishing in the bay saw him near her boat. 1900, a group of children playing on the beach saw the merman swimming in the surf. 2000, a man kayaking in the bay saw it swimming near his kayak.
Nope.
Just be careful in the waters near this area.
That thing swims near my kayak, it's catching a freaking paddle to the face, I promise you that. Get away from my boat, homie. This guy, we saw a few of his videos in this series, Adventure, Explore, Discover on TikTok. I like his videos. They're simple, but informational. Yeah, it's the merman. Smaller than I thought. I thought he was bigger. In his little case. And I haven't heard any stories of him being in a case for reasons like Annabelle or Robert the Doll, who are great and wonderful, and I wish no ill will towards them. So what do you think this little dude is? He's so funny looking. Let me know in the comments. My guess is it's probably someone's taxidermy project. Anyway, bring me my wheel. Oh, why is the wheel so big? Try this again. Bring me my wheel. All right, what are we gonna do now? We just did Delaware. Let's do Louisiana. Louisiana has another fun one to say, because they have the Rougarou. It's a cool name. And it's a cool drawing. I like that. The Rougarou is a legendary creature from Louisiana folklore, often described as a werewolf-like beast with the head of a wolf and the body of a man. It roams the swamps and bayous of southern Louisiana. Probably not the worst thing you'll run into out there, to be honest. Look at this goober. You ran into this out in the freaking swamp? I don't think I'd be scared. I would laugh. What's wrong with you, bro? Look at your face. That's funny. The Rougarou is incredibly strong and fast, able to traverse swampy terrain with ease. Its sharp teeth and claws make it a dangerous predator. Folklore suggests that it can be warded off by certain rituals, such as placing 13 objects in front of your door, which will confuse the creature to keep it from entering. You know, when you walk up to a door and you're like, oh, is it 12 or 13 or 14 items in front of the door? I don't know, I'm so confused, I gotta go away now. Oh. Superstitions make me giggle. If you believe the Rougarou is near, avoid the swamps at night and take necessary precautions. such as lighting fires or using folklore-based protections. I like how it just describes nothing specific, just folklore-based protections. All right, what are folklore-based I tried to find some traditional folklore protections, but I can't really find anything. Surprise, surprise. But look at this guy. He's just a little puppy. He might be a little hungry, but he's just a good boy.
The Rougarou, also known as the Lougarou, is a terrifying shapeshifter that prowls the swamps of Louisiana. Most agree that the legend of the Rougarou evolved from French tales of the werewolf. Rougarou lore varies, but in general it's said to be a man that has been cursed to at least take on part of the form of a wolf for a year and a day, or until he transfers the curse to someone else by biting them.
That's
in
rude.
human form, Rougarou are said to be gaunt and sickly, but when they transform, they can be anywhere from 7 to 10 feet tall, with dark fur, a humanoid body, and the head of a raging wolf. Some claim the Rougarou hunts Catholics who forget to take part in Lent. So be sure to give something up this year, as long as it isn't me.
Yeah, don't give up me either. Watch my stuff. I appreciate it. Sorry I disappeared, but, you know, life happens sometimes. He's cool. I've seen his stuff. I don't know if we've done any of his videos for this series or not, but he's the Twilight Emporium on TikTok. If you want to go check him out, he's cool. I like his stuff.
Have you heard of the Rougarou? Origins of this Cajun werewolf, also called the Lougarou, find its roots in France. This shape-shifting creature is said to stalk the swamps of Louisiana, and particularly around New Orleans. These creatures have a dog-like head with fiery red eyes, have superhuman strength, but compared to a werewolf, their bodies look more human. One can become a Rougarou voluntarily, or it can come from a curse. It's said that this curse lasts 101 days, and the only way to end it is to transfer it to somebody else with bloodshed. Rougarous have no need for a full moon to transform and can change at any point during the night.
Oh, that's
According
crazy.
to the lore, Catholics who didn't observe Lent for 7 years in a row would either be hunted by or turned into a Rougarou themselves. One way to ward off a Rougarou is to leave 13 small objects at your front door. As the legend says, they can't count past 12 and will be inexplicably confused and keep trying to count until sunrise when they change back into a human. What do you think of the Rougarou? Leave a comment.
So yeah, that one I know we've definitely seen his stuff on this series so far. Strangeology. He does really good content too. I love his stuff. It's some of my favorite TikToks. Yeah, hey, I've been to New Orleans. I never saw a Rougarou, but I didn't get out into the swamps or anything, to be fair. I kind of just stayed near Bourbon Street. But I know I got some Louisiana subscribers. Y'all ever seen a Rougarou out there? Let me know. Surely somebody out there has seen one of these things, right? All right, this video's creeping up there in time. Bring me my wheel. All right, what you gonna give me this time, Woody boy? Ohio. And Ohio is home to the Loveland Frogmen. No, they are not Navy SEALs. They are the Loveland Frogmen. Frogmen? Not just frogmen. The Loveland Frogmen are humanoid frogs reported in Loveland, Ohio. Standing about 3 to 4 feet tall, these creatures are said to walk on 2 legs and have wrinkly skin. Bro, I'm sorry, a 3 to 4 foot tall frog? Bro, hey, I know some people that pay some good money for those frog legs. That's all I'm saying. Their strengths are that they are quick on land and excellent swimmers, able to dive into rivers and ponds to escape danger. They don't have any known weaknesses, though they are shy and they tend to avoid humans unless startled. If you see the Loveland Frogmen, observe from a distance. They are not known to be aggressive, but are elusive and will retreat if approached. And they were once featured in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic strip, so it's kind of cool. No shortage of TikTok content about this one.
The Loveland Frogmen, also known as the Loveland Lizards, are a legendary group of creatures said to inhabit the area around Loveland, Ohio. These mythical beings are described as humanoid figures with frog-like features, standing approximately 3 to 4 feet tall. According to local folklore, they were first spotted in 1955 and gained notoriety through various sightings over the years. The most famous encounter occurred in 1972 when a police officer reportedly saw the creature on a deserted road at night. The Loveland Frogmen are a staple of Ohio urban legends, intriguing cryptozoologists and folklore enthusiasts alike with their mysterious origins and elusive nature.
They sound creepy as hell. What are these giant frogs doing in Ohio, man?
The Loveland Frogman is a cryptid creature associated with reported sightings in Loveland, Ohio, particularly in the late 1950s and early 1970s. Descriptions of the Loveland Frogman vary, but it is generally described as a humanoid figure with leathery skin, webbed hands and feet, and a head resembling that of a frog or lizard. The first reported sighting of the Loveland Frogman occurred in 1955, when a businessman claimed to have encountered 3 bipedal frog-like creatures near the Little Miami River. According to the witness, one of the creatures held a metallic wand that emitted sparks. In 1972, another encounter with the Loveland Frogman was reported by a police officer named Ray Shockey. Shockey claimed to have seen a creature fitting the description of the Loveland Frogman while driving along an isolated road late at night. He described the creature as standing about 3 to 4 feet tall with leathery skin and deep-set eyes. These reported sightings of the Loveland Frogman have sparked debate and speculation among cryptozoologists, paranormal enthusiasts, and skeptics. Some believe that the creature may be a previously undiscovered species inhabiting the area, while others suggest that the sightings may be attributed to misidentified animals.
Frogman got cake. What is... Bro. Doing out here double cheeked up Thursday afternoon. Yeah, that's crazy. But the artist of this drawing is a freak. I don't know who did that, but you didn't have to do the cheeks like that. So what do y'all think? Alien frogmen. Aliens? Or just a collective psychosis? I don't know, but they creep me out and I'm done with them. Bring me my wheel. All right, back in the second half. What we gonna do? Alaska. It keeps stopping right on the line. It's crazy. I can't even tell what it is. Alaska. In Alaska, we have the Tizheruk, which may or may not just be a Russian experiment gone wrong and released to the wild. But, you know, another Nessie type of character. The Tizheruk is a sea serpent believed to inhabit the waters of Alaska. Said to be up to 30 feet long with a snake-like body and a head similar to a horse, it lurks near shorelines, waiting to strike. It can swim incredibly fast, and it has been described as capable of snatching people or animals from the shore. Imagine you're just chilling on the shore, and this thing comes and grabs you and drags you out to the murky depths. I'll fight a fish. I don't care. I'll punch that fish square in the nose. This Tizheruk looks dope. That looks like a freaking legendary Pokemon or something. That's tight. The Tizheruk is elusive, and the sightings are rare, making it hard to predict its movements. And if you're in Alaskan waters, keep a sharp eye on the surface. If you spot a Tizheruk, retreat inland immediately. Yeah, you don't want to get caught out there with that, man. Woo-hoo.
In the icy waters of Alaska, a sinister legend lurks. The Tizheruk, a massive serpent believed to guard waterways from intruders. Its origins trace back to the indigenous peoples of the region, who revered the creature as both a protector and a punisher. Folklore claims the Tizheruk is a long, snake-like beast, often described with glistening scales and glowing eyes, haunting the dark depths of rivers and lakes. Many stories recount fishermen's eerie encounters with the creature, claiming it strikes when humans disrespect the waterways. Variations of the legend detail how the Tizheruk protects fish populations, ensuring that those who catch more than their share face its wrath. Real events, such as mysterious disappearances of boats and fishermen, have been attributed to this vengeful guardian. Locals warn against venturing too far into its territory, especially during twilight, when the waters are said to ripple with its presence. The legend serves as a chilling reminder of nature's power and the respect it demands. To this day, the Tizheruk remains a potent symbol of fear and reverence, captivating the imaginations of those who hear its tale, forever binding them to Alaska's wild, untamed waters.
Hey, sounds kind of cool. Hey, don't be taking more than your fair share of fish, you know? We all gotta survive here.
Alaska, Tizheruk. The Tizheruk is a sea serpent-like creature said to inhabit the cold waters of Alaska, with a length of at least 15 feet and a head of 7 feet with a flipper tail. It is an ambush predator and is mostly seen near streams with many rocks. It is known for having teeth like deep ocean fish and nearly invisible skin that makes it look like rocks underwater. There have been numerous reports of sightings and washed-up remains over the years. Learn more about this creature and other cryptids. Numerous reports of sightings and washed-up remains over the years.
I mean, bro might just be misunderstood. Has anybody talked to the Tizheruk and asked him, how are you feeling? Are you trying to snatch these people? Do you have other means to eat? Because, you know, maybe he's just trying to feed his family. He doesn't know it's people. It's like when you kill an ant, you don't realize that ant has a whole family it would have gone home to. They're going to have an ant funeral for it, an ant procession. And all those lines of ants you see going everywhere, those are all just ant funerals. They're not working. Or morning. I don't know. All I know is I hope this dude got a toothbrush for Christmas, because look at them teeth. Anyway, I'm done looking at him. Bring me my wheel. Tight. All right, we got 3 left, 2 left, something like that. Let's see what we're gonna do. Michigan. All right, cool. Let's do it. Detroit Rock City. Michigan has the Michigan Dogman. Looks like he'd be in the Thriller video. Michigan Dogman is a werewolf-like creature, described as having the head of a dog or a wolf with a human body. Standing around 7 feet tall, it's been reported throughout Michigan since the 1800s. This cryptid goes back, man. This one's been around. He's old. Their strengths are their incredible strength, speed, and heightened senses, making it a formidable predator. I mean, that may be, but this dude looks like he's about to ask to borrow a cigarette off of me. A little more derpy version right here. The Dogman avoids heavily populated areas and is primarily active in rural and forested areas. If you come across the Dogman, do not provoke it. Slowly back away, avoiding eye contact. It's more of a nocturnal creature, so avoid wandering alone in Michigan's forests after dark. Probably won't do that anyway. I mean, who wants to be in a forest at night? And of course, TikTok has thoughts.
Y'all want to hear a story? And this story is going to take us further north than we've been yet, to the state of Michigan, home of the Dogman. And Carissa, 4th time's a charm. This one's for you. It's said that the Dogman has stalked the area of the Manistee River since the days of the Odawa tribes. It's described as 7 foot tall with blue or amber eyes, a canine-like creature with the head of a dog or a wolf and the torso of a man. Basically like a werewolf, except it doesn't shift back to, human, it just stays werewolf. And it has a unique howl that sounds like a human scream. According to the legend, the Dogman appears in 10-year cycles on years that end in 7. So like 1887, 1897, you get what I'm saying. Sightings have been reported all over Michigan, but mainly in like the northern portion. 1887, the legend of the Dogman gained popularity when DJ Steve Cook recorded the song The Legend, which is about the Dogman and its sightings. And if y'all haven't listened to it, you should, because it is really interesting. But apparently it was recorded as a joke for April Fool's Day. But then people started calling the station like, no, that's a real thing and people have seen it. Which apparently kind of blew his mind. Since he said, quote, I made it up completely from my own imagination as an April Fool's prank for the radio and stumbled my way to a legend that goes back all the way to Native American times. It's a pretty large coincidence. But it said that shortly after the song aired, that local sheriffs were investigating an attempted break-in at a cabin. That the only footprints that they could find around it was of a canine. And that the sheriff's deputy believes to this day that it was the Dogman. And there's a ton of sightings. There's those listed in the song that some people still use as real sightings. But we're going to talk about the ones not in the song. In 1937, there was a sighting in Paris. A man named Robert Fortney was fishing and was attacked by a pack of wild dogs. Well, he shot his gun up in the air to scare the dogs away, and they all scattered except one, who glared at him with piercing blue eyes and then stood up on its 2 legs and ran off on its 2 legs. 2007, there was a sighting in Reed City when a man named Sam and his friends were hunting. He said he was sitting in a stand, the sun was starting to go down when all of a sudden the woods went silent, which if you live anywhere near the woods, that is not a good thing. Then 3 deer ran out past the stand, pursued by a werewolf-looking canine. A couple days later, the group was hunting again, and the wolfman walked right into the clearing that 2 of them were standing in. They said it stood there, met their eyes, and started grinning. Then Sam's friend pointed his shotgun at it, and it ran off. About an hour later, their other friend that was still in his stand said over the walkie-talkie, guys, are y'all in a werewolf suit by my stand? Because that's not funny. Before they could respond, shots rang out, and when they ran to where he was, friend was fine, but it said there were deep gouges in the butt of his rifle. When they returned to their cabin later that evening, there were canine footprints all around the cabin and the same deep gouges in their door.
Time to go. Hunting trip over,
not
bro.
on the 7 years. Like the sighting in Big Rapids, Michigan in 1961, where someone claimed to have gotten this photo of the Dogman, which when they say now had to be somebody in like a werewolf suit, but I don't know. In 2006, it was believed somebody had caught video footage of it, but it ended up being a hoax that Steve Cook was also involved in. He's the one that uploaded it. But what do y'all think? Is the Dogman real or not?
We also have some footage, allegedly, of the Dogman that we're going to watch. It's pretty short, but all right, let's check this out. Stabilized Dogman footage.
Dogman footage. The camera was found in the woods. The film was intact. The film starts with snowmobile riding. A ride in the truck. There is something in the field. They stop. The creature pauses, then attacks.
Looks like a bear.
Is it a myth or a monster?
Now, you may be thinking, wow, this sounds so familiar. Didn't we talk about this already? No, we didn't. We talked about the Beast of Bray Road, which is actually quite similar. And a lot of people actually believe that these are the same creature. So I don't know, I just thought I'd throw that out there. I thought that was interesting. Which kind of lines up with my theory on a lot of this, but we'll get to that at the very end. But for now, Bring me my wheel. All right, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop. Nebraska. We got another Nessie. Because in Nebraska, we have the Alkali Lake Monster. This dude's supposed to be huge. He's supposed to be like a 40 to 50 foot creature that lives in a tiny lake. I don't know. It sounds unfeasible to me, but you know, maybe that's why he's so angry. He got all them teeth and no toothbrush. The Alkali Lake Monster is a serpent-like creature said to inhabit the alkaline waters of Alkali Lake in Nebraska. Descriptions suggest it's up to 40 feet long with rough, scaly skin and a horned head. It can move quickly through water and its large size makes it formidable. The creature appears to be territorial, but there are no reports of attacks on humans. Avoid swimming in or near Alkali Lake if the monster has been spotted. Keep a safe distance from the shore to minimize the chance of an encounter. Solid advice. And you'll notice a lot of this is just kind of repetitive. If there's a monster in the water, don't get in the water. You know, that's how you avoid these things. Hit me, TikTok.
Walgren Lake of Nebraska, once known as Alkali Lake, holds a secret.
Whoa!
The locals speak of a fearsome beast, the Alkali Lake monster, said to lurk in the depths since the 1920s, described as a monstrous alligator or a serpentine behemoth, despite no concrete proof. The monster's grip on local imagination remains strong. Some believe it's the thrill of a lurking behemoth in the placid lake. Others attribute it to a time when Nebraska's skies buzzed with tales of monsters and marvels. Sightings have dwindled, but the legend endures. Though science offers explanations for many, the mystery is the charm. Somewhere beneath the murky surface, the Alkali Lake monster might still slumber, a reminder of the power of stories and the magic that waits in the world's unknown corners. So if you find yourself on Walgren Lake, take heed of what lies below. That is all.
Walgreens Lake, they got the alkaline monster. That's not what he said at all.
Did you know that Nebraska is supposedly home to a 40-foot-long aquatic cryptid that lives in a really tiny lake in the northwestern corner of the state, in Alkali Lake, right outside of Hay Springs, Nebraska? Back in the 1920s, people started seeing this monster come out of the lake to come and steal cattle. Supposedly it was 40-foot-long, grayish-brown, looked kind of like an alligator, but had this one long horn coming right out of the middle of its head. This thing was a menace. Not only did it eat livestock, it even terrorized tourists. This is some water you don't want to go floating in. Now, the story may seem a little far-fetched because that lake actually dried completely up and there was no monster. But since it's semi-aquatic, maybe it went somewhere else. Have you ever heard of the Alkali Lake monster? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments.
This guy is the Cryptid Atlas. Go check him out. He's cool. I just found his account, but it does like all cryptid stuff. That's cool. Cool account. Yes, I realize the lake drying up and there being no monster, and it kind of throws a wrench in the story, but let me have fun. Look, there's Nessies everywhere, all right? Every lake, every pond, every stream. If you go and step in a puddle, you might step on a Nessie, so you need to be careful, all right? That's what we've learned in this series, is that if there's a body of water, there's a good possibility that there's a Nessie type of creature in it. I'm done with this derpy unicorn. Give me my wheel. All right, we got 2 left today. What we gonna do? Boom. Washingtonia. All right. The nation's capital. I was, of course, joking. I'm talking about Washington, the state, not Washington, D.C. Because I'm not sure if Washington, D.C. even has any cryptids other than literally every politician. Washington is, of course, home to probably the most famous cryptid on this list, Bigfoot. All right. And we're not going to spend too much time on Bigfoot because we all know Bigfoot. We've talked about Bigfoot a million times. But we'll do our quick little breakdown and we'll watch a video or two and then yeah. Bigfoot, or Sasquatch, is one of the most famous cryptids, described as a large, hairy humanoid standing over 8 feet tall, with enormous feet and a strong, musky odor. Very similar to the swamp ape, I believe, of Florida? Yeah, this is another one. A lot of these are like either Nessie or Bigfoot. They're either, so I think, we'll get into what I think later, but back to Bigfoot. Bigfoot is extremely strong and stealthy, often avoiding human contact despite its size. Though large and intimidating, Bigfoot is known to avoid humans and doesn't exhibit aggressive behavior. If you think you've seen Bigfoot, don't approach it. Stay calm and leave the area quietly. It's more interested in avoiding you than causing harm. They found Bigfoot in the town where Twilight is based.
We found Bigfoot, and here he is. You can find the following information on BFRO.net. It's report number 77771. A daytime sighting was reported on October 13th, 2024 by an individual just south of Forks, Washington, for all you Twilight fans. The witness states that they were driving through a construction area in Highway 101, and as they rounded a part of the highway, they saw a Sasquatch roughly 8 to 9 feet tall. Its shoulders seemed to be about 3 feet wide as it walked into the bushes and trees on the side of the road. The movement was sudden and erratic, like it was hurrying, but it pushed aside the alder trees. Within a few steps, we stopped seeing the bushes moving, and it disappeared completely. The witness states its fur was black like a bear, and it moved on 2 legs in a flash. Total time for the sighting was about 5 seconds. Investigator Matt Moneymaker was nice enough to provide these maps on the BFRO report. As you can see, the exact location it was spotted. The location details states between MP 182 and 183 on Highway 101 heading north, past the guy who sells all the chainsaw carvings, but before the construction stoplight. The incident took place on the right-hand side when you're driving north. I've left some details out of this report. You can see them for yourselves, such as witness name and GPS coordinates of the exact sighting by going to bfro.net, and it's report 77771. We found Bigfoot.
So we're just gonna allow Forks, Washington to be the vampire and Bigfoot capital of the United States? What are we doing? What are we doing? Forks is about to freaking have a monopoly on the cryptid game. So yeah, sorry, I thought there was gonna be more stuff in that, but you know, interesting that it's in Forks. I thought he was gonna show like a video or something, but I guess we're just, you could just make up reports and say, oh, yeah, the time of sighting 2 minutes. I saw a Bigfoot. It was standing in my door and it wouldn't go away. And it just stood there and stared at me in my doorway for 2 minutes. Time of sighting, about 2 minutes. I don't know, some evidence would be nice. Anyway, that's all the time we're going to spend on Bigfoot. All right, let's move on. Get this dork out of here. Bring me my wheel. Here we go, folks. State number 10 for part 4. Y'all ready? What's it gonna be? Maryland. Hey, we might as well wrap it up with one more Nessie type of creature. Because Maryland has Chessie, home of Chesapeake Chessie. Chessie is a serpent sea-like creature that's said to inhabit the waters of Chesapeake Bay. It's often described as having a snake-like body with smooth skin and is believed to be anywhere from 25 to 40 feet long. Has anyone thought about battling these things like Pokemon? It's like that one from earlier and this one, they're about the same size. It might be in the same weight class, you know? Just put them in a Beyblades arena and let them go at it. Of course, you don't want anybody to get really hurt. We're not fighting to the death. We're not Michael Vick. Jeez. Come on now. Disclaimer, I don't actually know if this is supposed to be Nessie, but this picture just makes me laugh so hard for some reason. It also makes me very uneasy. Chessie is quick in the water, able to submerge and disappear without a trace. There are no reports of Chessie being aggressive, and it seems to prefer avoiding human contact. Which, like, I'm noticing a pattern here. They kind of all try to avoid human contact. Which, like, you could honestly say that about any wild animal. Like, unless they've been trained to, like, come and get food from people, all wild animals run away from you. Biblically accurate Chessie over here. Jeez. Creepy ass. Encounter strategy. If you're boating in Chesapeake Bay and you see unusual ripples or movements, it could be Chessie. Stay in your boat and keep a safe distance. Again. Alright.
This sticker is dedicated
one more
to
time, TikTok.
Chesapeake Bay is home to Chessie. Chessie is described as a snake-like lake monster, and colors vary from black to green. It is reported to be over or at least 25 feet long, and Chessie's head is often compared to the size of a football and looks like a horse. The earliest sighting was in 1936 when, quote, something reptilian and unknown, unquote, was seen from a helicopter. In 1978, Chessie was reportedly seen near Calvert Cliff State Park and the Potomac River. In 1982, a video of Chessie was released. A brown object was swimming like an aquatic snake. In 1997, a sighting was reported offshore at Fort Smallwood Park. The most recent sighting occurred April 5, 2014. A Maryland resident and friend saw a black creature just barely swimming under the water. It moved like a snake and was so long the witness thought it was 2 animals. What makes Chessie so strange is that there are no reports of native enormous snakes that can grow over 25 feet long in Maryland. Please enjoy this Chessie Maryland sticker.
What a cool concept for her TikTok. She like makes these stickers that you can go buy and she makes TikToks out of them and they're about the things she's talking about. That's so cool. That's crypto.zoo on TikTok. I just thought it was cool because she made the little sticker as we went and yeah, I'm gonna give her a follower. A follower. I'm gonna give her a follow. That's cool. Yeah, her little stickers are cute and she gives a good little rundown on Nessie. Nessie? Chessie. Damn it, I keep doing that. Chessie. This is Chessie, the Chesapeake Bay version of the Loch Ness Monster. Chesapeake Chessie. Yes, got it. Got it. Bitch ugly. Ew. And like in every one of these videos, there's also a bunch of people being like, oh, I've seen it. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell's going on in Chesapeake Bay, but I want no part of it. That's all I know. But there you have it, folks. That is part 4 of the most terrifying cryptid in every state. That's right. We're almost done with this series. We only got 10 cryptids left. 10 states left. Has your state made the cut already? Are you going to be in the final video? Do you have a favorite cryptid so far? Let me know in the comments. You guys know, all that stuff helps. Like, subscribe, all that stuff helps the channel. Helps spread the video to more people, and in turn helps grow the Gem Crew community even more. Thank you all for sticking around for the end of this series. As I'm wrapping this up, I am open to ideas. If you have anything you would like to see me cover next, you could do in my regular like creepy TikToks. I'm going to be jumping back into those starting in the next couple weeks. I may do some conspiracy stuff. We'll see how we're feeling. And I'm definitely going to be bringing back the Rational Rundown. There's been all kinds of stuff going on, and there's plenty to talk about. So time for me to make fun of it all. But hey, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I love you. So until next time, stay creepy.